Hello guys, so in this video I'm going to talk about how I do my weekly review. Now I do this at the end of the week on a Saturday, so I'm reviewing the week that just went past. And I have a template in Notion which I use to do my weekly review, which I'll link down in the description below. And I'm going to go through that with you in this video. But first let me just talk about why I do a weekly review and why I think it's so important. So firstly, it allows you to reflect on the week. That's quite useful because journaling and reflection can be quite therapeutic, allows you to kind of get things out of your mind in a way to just clear your mind. It allows you to reflect on what happened well during the week, what you could improve on and what you can focus on for the week ahead. Allows you to stay on top of long-term tasks and things to implement, which I'm going to explain in the video. If there's something that you're trying to implement into your life, it allows you to kind of stay on top of it. Also allows you to stay on track of your goals and identify early whether you're deviating away from them. I've made a separate video on how I go about making my yearly goals, so if you haven't checked that out already, then I encourage you to watch that first. But by doing a weekly review, it allows you to just make sure that you're staying on top of things, because it allows you to break down the bigger picture goal into what you're going to do every week and ensure that you review it so that you stay on track. And because there are 52 weeks in a year, if you can identify early if you're deviating from your goals, you can make sure to stay on top of your goals and actually achieve them rather than it just being a recurring New Year's resolution theme. Next, it allows you to monitor and keep track of your habits, so any habits that you want to implement. And of course, I'll explain this as well when I show you my template. And I'm also going to make another video on a monthly review, which I do at the beginning of every month as well. But a monthly review is more useful for looking at progress for your goals because it's over a longer period of time. Whereas a weekly review is good to make sure that you're staying on track and you're not going off the rails, so to speak. So here's my weekly review template, which I'm going to show you in the video. The first thing what I actually always do is rename this and just call it weekly review, and I'll give it the number of the week that just went past. For example, we're on March 18th right now. That's actually week 12. So if I was reviewing week 12, I would actually be doing it on the Saturday to review the week that has just gone past. So the first thing I'll do is review physical health. So am I going to the gym regularly? Am I eating well? Am I tracking my calories? Am I adhering to my supplements? I've made a video on what supplements I take, so check that out if you haven't already. And whether I'm sleeping properly to give my body enough time to rest and recover. Next, I'll measure my weight and log it onto my fitness pal so I can track progress. And then I've got a section on whether I'm uploading to YouTube regularly. I want to aim to upload around once a month. Ideally, I want to try and upload once a week, but if it can get too busy and I can give myself, grace for not uploading once a week, at least sticking to once a month is what I'm trying to do. Next is a review on mental health. I think it's quite important to review your mental health regularly. So meditation, if I'm doing regular journaling, NAT stands for negative automatic thoughts. Next is career. Horus is just our e-portfolio that we have to do as part of work. So making sure I'm on top of that so I'm ready to pass the year. And any learning, anything I learn from the boards or from the job, just staying on up to date with that as well. And then others here, things like, am I sleeping well? I've already kind of mentioned sleep here actually, so that's a duplicate. Money, if I'm spending too much, do I need to cut down? Or if I have more money left over than I thought I would, can I treat myself with something? Am I staying on track of my reading goals? Am I reading regularly? Am I brushing? Obviously just, core habit, but making sure I'm sticking to that. And am I adhering to my skincare routine? Next, I've got a section on habits, just to review them quickly. So this is just a page which lists the habits I want to try and implement in order, and I'll also track them as well. So these are my core habits, and then here I've got, other habits that once I've implemented my core habits, as you can see, I still need to work on a few things. Then I'm going to move on to the other habits after that. So meditation, I use an app called Headspace, and I maintain a streak. So that's the way I track it. I don't want to lose my streak. So that's why I'll sit down and meditate every morning. A gym, so I use the app called Strong to track my workouts and see if I'm making progressive overload. Sleep cycle, so I have a sleep tracker called Withings Tracker, which is basically just a sensor that you put under your bed. You don't have to wear, I've looked at Aura rings and stuff, but that requires you to wear a ring when you sleep, charge it, or you've got an Apple Watch, you need to wear it when you sleep, you might not be able to get comfortable in certain positions because you've got a bulky device on your wrist. It might run out of charge, so then you have to charge it. And also, when I tried using an Apple Watch to track my sleep, it's like if I'm wearing it during the night to track my sleep, but then I also want to wear it during the day because I'm going to use it during the day. When do I charge it? It just didn't make sense to me. So now with this Withings tracker, I don't have to wear any devices or anything to track my sleep. It's literally a sensor that goes under your bed, plug it in, and you forget about it. And when you sleep, it uses I think it's got a microphone, and it uses kind of like when you snore, how much you move, whether you wake up in the middle of the night. It's also got a heart rate sensor, so it tracks your heart rate. And on the app, it kind of tells you your sleep quality score. And it tells you how long you've slept for, any things that might have interrupted your sleep. And it will give you a sleep quality score and factors affecting it. So it gives you things to work on. So I think it's a very helpful thing to track my sleep. And generally, if I'm feeling groggy one day, I can just rest assured log into the Withings app. I mean, not log into it because I'm already logged in. Just open the Withings app. And I'll see, oh, I only slept like 6 hours last night. Maybe that's why I'm feeling so groggy. Or like, oh, my sleep quality was only like 54. That's why I'm feeling a bit rough today. And then on days when I'm feeling a bit more energetic, feel well rested, I'm like, oh, look, my sleep score is actually 89. But this is still something I need to work on to make sleep regular and good quality. Next thing is tracking my nutrition on my MyFitnessPal. I use my MyFitnessPal, well, I'm trying to use, which is what it says to work on, to track my calories that I eat every day, just so I can stay on track and fuel my body well. If I'm going to the gym, I also need to make sure my nutrition's on point. So next is hobbies. This is obviously going to be personal to you, but just a list of hobbies that you want to implement and any pages for any notes and stuff that you want to record. Next section, I've got this thing called things to implement. Basically, this is just kind of long-term things I want to eventually implement into my life. And I use the kind of Eisenhower matrix, not in a literal matrix format, but just by categorizing things into important, not important, urgent, and not urgent. For example, here, IU means important and urgent. And I've just got a list of things that I want to try and implement. Next, I've got this section called Inbox To-Dos to review it. This is basically, I use an app called Things3 to just put any tasks and to-dos into the inbox section. I might make a whole separate video on how I use things, but these are tasks which aren't really urgent, so I don't need to do them immediately or in a particular time, but it's just something that would be good to get done. So, you know, when I've got a bit more time on the weekend, when I'm doing my weekly review, that's a moment I can take to have a look at the inbox to-dos and to see if I can get through any of them. Next is just cleaning my flat, making sure it's nice and livable. And this, I said, is more for monthly review, but I can review it in my weekly review if I've got time and if I want to. Is anything that's on my wish list that I can buy or budget for or save up for, and just car maintenance, making sure it's clean, making sure fuel is up to date, things like that. Next, I've got a section for action. So this is just to prepare yourself for the upcoming week. So just looking at my calendar for next week, I use Google Calendar to kind of manage my schedule and just working out which days I'm going to go to the gym. Next is just doing basic errands like shopping, meal prep, laundry, haircut. And the next is, this I think is quite important, which I don't actually do as much as I should, is planning a self-care activity to kind of spend time for yourself. I've got notes with the list of self-care activities which I think are good, like just drawing, painting, watching a movie, maybe building Legos, a new addition that I've added on. Something where you can just spend time to yourself and like disconnect from the rest of the world, I think. I need to kind of give more time to doing this myself, but it's there, so, you know, something to think about. And then finally, I've got this section on tidy one page from page maintenance. Page maintenance is basically a Notion page in the homepage of my Notion dashboard. And in that, I kind of dump links to any pages in my Notion workspace, which I think look a little messy and could do with a bit of tidying up. I just dump them all there, and now this is the time to actually go through that and to tidy the pages and make sure it's only got relevant content. So that's basically my process for doing a weekly review. I hope you found this video useful. As I said, I'm going to link down in the description below a template that you can duplicate into your own Notion workspace to do this weekly review, and of course just edit it as you please. But I hope this guide has been useful, and if you don't already do a weekly review, I suggest you might want to start implementing one and just see how it works into your life. If you're new to this channel, consider subscribing to my channel and sign up to my newsletter down below. With that being said, thank you for watching, and I'll see you again in my next video.